All right, folks, this one's going to be a send-off video here to CGC. I've got a stack here of modern comic books that we're going to send, and we will see how all the grades shake. The first one up here is a copy of Batman 635. This one was a previous CGC graded 9.6. I cracked this one out, and then my heart sank a little bit. I think it actually might stay a 9.6 or maybe even drop. The reason for that is I originally thought this was coloring from the cover, so it has this kind of goofy airbrushed look to it with the lightning strike and all these little effects and light pops that go around, but I think that's actually surface wear on the comic book, and there's a couple of small patches of surface wear that I think should in principle limit it to a 9.6 or a 9.4 that I did not really see through the slab. So again, it's pretty hard to see damage to the gloss through 2 layers of plastic. And so that's always a risk. I'm expecting this one to be a pretty epic BUMPSKI, or at least probably not bump. But, you know, we'll send it and keep our fingers crossed. The next one up here is a copy of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 72 from the Adventures series in the early 90s. These were actually published by Archie Comics, not Mirage, not IDW. And this run went for an astounding 72 issues, much longer than the original Mirage run of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which, you know, went from Mirage and then it was restarted and then it ended up at, I think, Dark Horse, and now it's at IDW. And so the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle label has shifted a whole bunch. But as far as I know, up until the current run, the longest run of any Ninja Turtle comic was TMNT Adventures, which were featured off the 90s cartoons. So it turns out the last several issues of those are incredibly hard to find in any grade, and are especially hard to find in high grade. And this one I'm hoping for a 9.6 for. There is some light spine tick right there, and if you flip it on over on the back, you can see a couple more very, very light spine ticks, but I'm definitely hoping that that one hits a 9.6, which would be pretty epic given how rare that book is in high grade. This book needs no introduction to nobody because it's one of the best comics of the 90s. This one was a prior CGC 8.5 through the slab, and again, I think I made a horrible mistake by cracking it. The reason I say that is there is this little bit of wear up here on the top staple. It's not a true staple tear, but if you've ever worked with this book, the cover stock material is really low production quality because these were meant for kids and they were meant to be cheaper than regular comics at the time. And I neglected, I missed that. And there's a little bit of damage on the back, and I think that's all it's going to take to limit it. There were a number of bends that I could see through it, and, you know, as I was looking at it, I missed looking at the staples, which is a pretty bad mistake on my part, but we'll see how it comes back. This book here is one that the channel has already seen before, so it is a copy of Uncanny X-Men number 266. That is a newsstand edition, so this is one that I had previously cracked from a 9.2 and got up to a 9.6. At the time, people thought that the 9.6 was quite harsh. I have a feeling that CGC is being a little bit more generous on that 9.6, 9.8 line now than they might have been kind of a year ago, and so we're going to send it again and see. It does have a true spine tick there, but we'll see if we can sneak that one through. Obviously, bumping this one from a 9.6 to a 9.8 newsstand is a, you know, just completely insane increase in value. So we're going to roll the dice on that one. The next one up here is probably one of what I think is the underappreciated McFarlane Spider-Man covers. So this one comes from Marvel Age, previewing the Spider-Man #1, you know, which is probably one of the most well-known of the McFarlanes. This one, I've had a couple 9.8s of this float through my hands, including 2 newsstand copies, and I was able to sell those for a premium. This currently is my last copy of Marvel Age number 90. We'll see if we can get a 9.8 on this one too. If so, I'll probably list that one for sale and go looking for a raw copy. This one is a issue that's near and dear to my heart. So, you know, I'm a big Usagi Yojimbo fan, and I had this silver foil 25th anniversary Usagi 136. Is just an insanely hard issue to find. I mean, I had this thing on every watch list on every platform I could find for years, and one never popped up. And then this one hit Comic Link, and so I had to bid it up and be the winner. When I got it, I thought, wow, the spine is clean, the corners are super sharp. On the back cover, I found a single finger bend. And so I cracked it out, ironed the back cover, repressed it, and we'll see if we can hide that single finger bend from CGC. At the time of this recording, there are only like 4 or 5 9.6s on the census, and there are no 9 9/8. So if I'm able to convert that one, I would have the only CGC graded 9/8 copy of this book, which would be, I think, truly epic. As a big Usagi Yojimbo fan, I love the cover. It was the final Usagi variant, so I have Usagi everything before the current IDW run started, when they blew up the number of variant covers. But before that, I have literally all of the Usagi, and this was the hardest one to find. So that was pretty awesome. This one I probably shouldn't send because it does have a couple of clear spine ticks, and I'm expecting this to come in at a 9/6. This is the epic conclusion, though, of Batman Gotham Adventures, which is probably the final of the runs of the Batman cartoon in comic book form, at least until they took a long break up until the current Batman Adventures Continues runs. This one's from May 2003. It was a pretty long run here at Batman Gotham Adventures, concluding with issue 60, and I just really love this cover. You know, you get the match lighting both characters' faces, and if you look very carefully, you can see the bomb that the Joker has over his head, and I really love the old school kind of cartoony bomb on the Joker look, and so it reminds me of the Batman 66 scene where he's running around with a bomb over his head. And this is about as epic as it gets, and this one reads really well too, so for a kids comic, there's some depth in that issue. Speaking of Batman Adventures, we have Batgirl Adventures. This is a really popular one from the crossover of Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy. This is one that I almost sent in a prior 9/8 pre-screen because I think it has color touch on it right there, but I want to see if CGC catches that, and if they do, then maybe we'll make a video out of cracking it out and trying to address the color touch. This is one I have a whole stack of these I picked up on clearance in somebody's dollar bin. Usagi #1 when they restarted the IDW run, and then this one here is one I have got several 9/8s back of from the El Beto 2 homage. These two are mostly fillers, so I think they get us to 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so there's 10 there, and I always like to ship in 10s if I can, because that gives you the best rate on the return shipping. So anyway, these are going to be the 10 that are handing off. We'll see. I'm afraid that there might be some dipskis here, and hopefully we'll hit at least one bumpski. Hopefully we'll hit 2 bumpskis, and then we can live with whatever those do. So keep your fingers crossed for me, and we'll come on back with an unboxing. All right, howdy folks, welcome back to Top Comics Pressing. We've got a box here, and that means the grades are in from CGC, and it is time to do an unboxing. Now, you'll have to keep score for me, but I have 4 labels here, and we'll have to check for these bumps. But we had an Uncanny X-Men number 266 newsstand coming in at a 9.6, Batman 635 coming in at 9.6, a prior Usagi Yojimbo retailer exclusive. This was a really hard book to find. It was a prior 9.6, we'll see how I did, and a Batman Adventures, which was previously an 8.5. So let's get cracking here into this box. Yes, as you know, they make box cutters. I'm using the scissors anyway. Alright, first one out of the gate, Batman Adventures 12, new grade, 9.2. Has the white pages. I'm personally very happy with this one, or at least the CGC grade. I did not think that this would bump after I cracked it, because it had a little bit of damage at the top staple here. Let's see if I can get that right in there. You can kind of see just that white across there. That had me quite nervous, and there was a little bit across the back too, if you can see it right there. Yep, that's a good angle for it. So, yeah, I'll take that. It's a good bump. Excited about that one. Harley Quinn is my wife's favorite Batman character, so that one and Poison Ivy are her 2 besties, so gotta check it out. In no particular order here, grabbing out Usagi Yojimbo 9.8. Now this one's a super special one for me. This was the last Usagi Yojimbo book I had to add to my collection, and that one is pretty awesome to be able to bump up to a 9.8. So that now puts this book truly at an elite tier for a very, very very hard to find variant cover. I know the newer IDW run has an insane number of variant covers, but the Dark Horse run had almost none. And this is one of, I think, 2 variant covers from that run. And I think it's the harder one to find. So that was really exciting. Let's see here, what else do we got? All right, I'm randomly pulling these out, I swear, but it looks like I'm pulling out all of the prior graded ones first by chance. All right, so Batman 635, 96 to 98 bump. I will take that all day long. This is another one, after I pulled it out, I was uncertain if it would bump or not, because it had a little bit of light surface scuffing over here, but I'm pretty sure it's easily missed because it looks like the airbrushed lightning in this. And so I bet you the grader just missed that very light surface scuffs. Very cool to have that one. First Jason Todd as Red Hood. Very epic character to be introduced to the Batman saga. Coming on out here next, we have, ooh, this one's the Todd McFarlane cover, Marvel Age 90. This is a prior 9.8 reject. I got it back home. This is one of the ones where, even though it was declined, I couldn't quite see why it was declined. So another press and a resub. I think that this one's an underappreciated Todd McFarlane cover. It previews the Spider-Man #1, but I really like it. It's like all the things that McFarlane, right? It's got all the webbing, it's 3-dimensional, anyway. Very hard to find in high grade, very cool one to pick up. Super stoked to have that one come back 9.8. Next one up here is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Adventures, number 72, 9.4. A little bit minor disappointed on that one. I was actually hoping that one might hit a 9.6. I guess it had one too many ticks. I guess looking at it, it does have quite a few spine ticks. But an incredibly rare issue. The census numbers on this thing look closer to a Golden Age book than a modern, except for the grades. The grades are all much higher, but the overall census count, I think there, when I looked, there was like 50 of them on the census. So very, very rare book, exceptionally rare and very high grade. So I'll take a 9.4. It's not a 9.8, it's not a 9.6, but it is a very high grade copy, and it's probably going to be the only one of that I will ever own. So I will take it. Next up here, Uncanny X-Men number 266. I'd like to thank the community. 9.6 to 9.8. This was one that I originally bought with a old CGC slab from Nostalgia Zone. I think I paid $200 for it as a 9.2 newsstand. As part of a prior crack and resub CGC unboxing video, so if you scroll through the channel to our old unboxings, you should be able to see that. When I had it up close under the lights and was talking it through to people, the community actually told me I should resubmit it because they thought I should get a 9.8 on that one. So I probably would not have, except for all of the encouragement and you know, whatever, CGC lowered their price tag on modern submissions. So I was happy to sneak this one on through. A 9.8 newsstand Uncanny X-Men number 266 is a pretty epic PC pickup. So that one is awesome. That completes it. I think all 4 bumped, right? We got Uncanny 266 is now a 9.8. Batman 635 is a 9.8. Batman Adventures 12 is a 9.2. And Usagi Yojimbo bumped to a 9.8. So we went 100% on BUMPSKIs on this one. All right, we still got more in the box. Uh-oh, I see purple. I see purple. There we are. Batman Restored Grid. Restoration includes small amount of color touch on cover. I was afraid of that when I pulled this one out. You can see it where there was damage down here. Going to be 2 spots of Sharpie. Somebody put Sharpie on them. So I'm a little disappointed in the 9.0 grade as well, but very rare newsstand edition, and at least from arm's length, she's a pretty one, so we might keep that one. This one is another very hard to find early Harley Quinn team up with Poison Ivy, and so my wife loves this one because the story is actually really entertaining and it's fun, and it's Babs fighting Harley and Ivy, and so it's a goodie. All right, I forgot what even else I submitted here, so we got 2 more. Oh yeah, Batman Gotham Adventures number 60. I love this one too. This one is one where I did not think it should have gotten a 9.8 because it does have a single tick on it, but remember you can have a single tick at a 9.8, so they must have deemed everything else perfect on it. 9.8 book. I think this one's a great way to end the series. Batman, Joker. Joker's got the match, and if you look overhead, he's got the bomb, and those two are face to face. So it doesn't get better than that. I really am a Batman the Animated Series fan, so that one is pretty slick to have. And let's see here, we got one more coming. We got one more coming here. Oh yeah, Usagi Yojimbo number 1. Oh, there's actually another one in the box. So this is number 9. That one did make the 9.8. Beautiful watercolor cover by Stan Sakai to kick off. This was, you know, I think the series 4 of Usagi Yojimbo, if you count. The story has actually stayed the same, so there's never actually been a reboot in the story, which is nice. That being said, you know, the stories are written in a way where you don't really need to have the long-term history to enjoy them. But it has bounced around publishers, so it was with Thoughts and Images, and then Fantagraphics, and then Mirage, and then Dark Horse, and then IDW, and it's actually going back to Dark Horse now. So anyway, this one I did not have, and it's a pretty good addition to the modern 9.8 CGC Usagi Yojimbo collection. And we got one more here, Ice and Snow. Now this one, I did send 3 copies in the 9.8 pre-screen, and all 3 of those landed, and so I guess this one's redundant. Oops. But anyway, I just love it. It's the Albedo 2 homage with Jay, who's Usagi Yojimbo's big baddie. So that's it. All of these were way higher grade than I thought, with perhaps the exception of that Batgirl. You know, I was kind of hoping for a 9.6 on the Ninja Turtle, but I really can't complain with the 9.4, especially because I bought it raw graded VF. So, you know, that one was a huge pickup. Lots of fun moderns in here. You know, an unappreciated Todd McFarlane one. And, you know, this one is pretty epic here to have snagged out. So 9.8 newsstand, X-Men 266. Yeah, that one's an awesome one. And really, I think my personal favorite in the whole bunch is this Usagi Yojimbo variant cover. I cannot stress how hard this thing is to find. And so being able to have a 9.8 copy of this one means a lot. So anyway, that's my unboxing for this one. Hopefully you enjoyed seeing them go out the door and then coming back on. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up on the video here. Drop a comment down below. I always appreciate those. Feel free to reach out on Facebook or Instagram. Some of these I took pictures of before and after, so we'll have to see if I get around to posting those or not. Other than that, you know, keep on collecting what you enjoy, and as you watch these, you can see I have pretty eclectic tastes. This is a couple of really nice Golden Age books over here. We've got Signature Series books, Spider-Man, Usagi Yojimbo, Ninja Turtles. So as you've watched these, you've gotten a flavor for my eclectic, weird comic book tastes. But that's what really makes the community fun, and really what makes this hobby enjoyable. So keep collecting what you enjoy, and stay tuned for more videos here.